Welcome back to the Eric Crown Crypto channel and a very special day today as I'm joined by not the wolf or the wolf. Well, the wolf who I've actually known for, man, it's got to be, we probably met in like what, 2018, I think, when you were still the wolf of Poloniex. And I have to let the community know here that the wolf is one of the reasons why I'm actually even relevant on YouTube at this point. You know, you kind of gave me a bit of a stage on your Discord at that moment, and it really helped the channel. And I have a massive appreciation for you and a massive thank you to say. And it's great to have you on the channel right now, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely, man. So if you're not familiar with the wolf, he's extremely prolific, mostly on Twitter. All of your links will be in the description below, of course. But I think the best way to kind of start this off and get my community more or less familiar with you is to go over your current thoughts on Bitcoin right now, and then we can kind of evolve from there.
Yeah, sure. Let's. Should I just start sharing, or how do you?
Yeah, dude, go for it.
All right.
I'll put you right there.
Well, to be honest, I'm a bit confused myself with Bitcoin, with this crazy pump up that we just had. So,
right on.
This is the Bitcoin chart. Let me go ahead and zoom that out. Actually,
there we go.
Yeah. So, I don't know if your followers follow me on Twitter, blah blah blah. But what I had going on tracking was basically this diamond pattern that was formed. So you have the right side of the diamond right here, and then the other side over here. But this diamond pattern formed, and these macro diamond patterns, usually when they form, there's always some sort of fuckery that goes on. It's like 60% chance for it to be a reversal. So it's not the strongest pattern, but it's usually a reversal pattern. But what usually ends up happening, specifically with Bitcoin, is that they break bullish. But just because we're in this like really choppy sideways level, we have a lot of people down from the what is this range down here, down from the FTX collapse. Like all the people that are around this area, they started selling off at the current levels, like just under 30,000, 28,000, etc. And you still see, even today, if you look at CryptoQuant, you still see that there's a lot of tokens being sent to the exchanges. So, and these are short-term holders. So, most likely they're taking profits. They're taking some off the table right now. But because of that, I expected this to not go all the way down and crash, whatever, like do a real reversal, but just have some sort of fuckery, as I like to call it, some shenanigans with the Bitcoin price. So I expected that we were going to break down, but then pump right back upwards. Now I actually, when I wrote these green lines, I wrote these before, like I think when the price was right here, I predicted these green trend lines, but when I wrote them, I did not think that it was going to follow it so perfectly. So even this pump right here caught me completely off guard, because I'm actually short, like somewhere down here. I think I'm a little bit higher now because I averaged in, but I'm short like somewhere around over here. So yeah, I'm sitting in some pretty bad short positions. What do I think is going to happen? That remains to be seen. I mean, it's really any guess at this point. This shenanigan stuff is already played out. I got the Fibonacci, but what I think is going to happen is that this is just going to start to trail back down somewhere over here. I'm going to see if I could take some off the table at entry. But honestly, I'm looking for the price to test this bottom one more time. So pretty much like do a long-term bull flag, like complete sideways action bull flag. And then on the next test up, then we'll break resistance, because right now this is the third test, right? So it's not that often that during a consolidation phase or a strong resistance like this 28K level right here, it's not that often that the trend breaks on the third time. So we got one test right here, two tests right here, and there's a third test right here. So this will probably come down somewhere, go back up, and then test it a fourth time, and then probably come down and then immediately break back above. So I'm expecting something like this to happen. A good example. Oh, sorry. You wanna go ahead?
Oh, I was just gonna say. So I take it you're probably bullish into, let's say, April, May, just generally speaking.
Well, right now, I mean, I'm bullish or just like consolidation? Because right now I just think that this is just chopped the entire time until probably, yeah, I mean, probably like, I think close to the Chanela or whatever they call it upgrade when Ethereum gets upgraded. I think probably either right before or right after we're gonna see this start to push up. Whoa, my screen just flashed. You still there?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here. You're good, man.
But yeah, like in terms of like fundamentals, I'm just waiting for the people to stop taking profit. A lot of the whales that are dumping in stop taking profit. This 4-hour moving average down here, something to keep track of. I think is gonna have to move up a little bit closer. Probably when it comes down here, we might not touch it, but just move a little bit closer, and then from there would be a good buying opportunity for the next rally upwards. On the daily, moving average is very far away, so that also has to get just a little bit closer.
Right.
And yeah, just looking for one more swing down towards these lower levels, and then the fourth test. And what I was going to say before is a good example of this fourth test breakout sort of theory that I got going on is something like this. This is the S&P 500. This is the bull market top right here. So it came back down and it created the descending broadening wedge. But we got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 tests right here, and then it came back down for a little throwback, and then immediately broke back out, and now we're doing the throwback support. Oh, this thing keeps on messing up my my charts. Keeps turning black. I don't know if you guys are seeing that in the stream, but
yeah, that is super strange.
It's probably because I have like a million tabs open. So.
Oh, you bastard! You're one of those guys.
Yeah, but so right, I mean, with the S&P 500, I'm pretty bullish. I think that the banking fears were definitely real, but I think the majority of it is over and done with by now. And once that starts to solidify more, then we'll see Bitcoin break up out of nowhere. But right now, like it's not in a really clear trend going upwards yet. It's kind of just like chilling out over here. I think on futures we're like right around over here somewhere. So probably just some more sideways action a little bit, and before we start pushing up higher, and Bitcoin will start pushing up higher as well. But yeah, I'm just looking for that 4-point test, just like we did on here over on Bitcoin, and I think my next target after that is 40,000.
I see. So a lot of things there, man. So basically, in kind of the more near medium term, you're looking for more consolidation, and then you're biased towards a bit of a breakout to the upside, maybe in starting like next month, April. Is that about right?
Yeah, probably like maybe like April, beginning of April, maybe like April 4th, April 5th, something like that. I'm looking for a bullish reversal here.
And if you don't mind me asking, why did you take that trade, that short trade around, it looks like just below about 28?
Short?
Yeah.
So I was, I shorted, I think like right here. Price came down, bounced. I wasn't sure. I was trying to exit at 26,300, but it wasn't able to hit. But right over, I think here was. I noticed that there was a lot more buy pressure going on, or maybe it was this one. I noticed that there was a lot more buy pressure going on, and it just looked like this was going to come up, but I didn't expect it to come up this high. So I took profits on my short here. I flipped long somewhere around over here, and then when it pumped up, I was sleeping, so I wanted to be safe and make sure that I got out early. So I exited right at the peak of this wick right here, so somewhere around over here. And when I exited, my alarms went off, woke me up at like 3 a.m. at night. Came over to my computer. Yeah, right.
I know, dude. I know.
Came over to my computer and pretty much like longed at this point right here. I went back to sleep, called it a day. I'm sorry, shorted right here, called it a day. And then when I woke up, it broke up a little bit higher, and I think like somewhere on this pump, I decided, let me just go ahead and add. So I added, and then it popped up even higher, and I was like, all right, this is my position's fucked now. So I think I'll still be able to make out in profits, but yeah, definitely would have been much better to obviously short this instead.
Yeah, those 3 a.m. trades, man, they never go too well for me either.
Yeah.
Not fully conscious at that point.
Or if I would have just held along, I mean, fuck, it would have been
yeah.
pretty sweet.
Hindsight's a fucking killer, though, man. Can't live like that. But okay, so a couple more questions. What on this current position that you're running? What essentially would make you say, "Hey, it's time for me to just take like bend over, take it like a man, and take the loss"? Like, what would have to happen on price action for that sort of action to occur for you?
I mean, to be honest, like I just don't. I see like there's like a 0% chance that it'll break out from here. But I guess what would make me cut losses is probably just too much of a hit. Probably a breakup over here of like 29K or something. But honestly, too much of a hit on my portfolio.
Right. Yeah.
So
Speaking of,
usually
man, I've seen you post like some fucking humongous positions on Twitter. I mean, do you have no fear with showing your size and showing your equity and showing kind of what you're doing in real time, like publicly?
No, not really.
Really?
No.
You're not like worried about, I mean, here's my fear, man, because I did actually come into a situation like this not so long ago. If I used to show my positions and I used to show like live trades very, very frequently a couple of years ago, I stopped because like there was a situation where someone, tried to apprehend me in a way. I don't want to go too much into it, man, but like you're not afraid of anyone seeing like, oh, this guy's rolling in it. Like, why don't I just go and try to get the 5-finger discount?
I get what you're saying, but no, not really, because everyone thinks that influencers are loaded anyways, right? So like people already think that. Even when I was like, even when I lost all my money in 2019, I got completely wrecked, liquidated, went to zero. Actually, more than zero. I owed the government $550,000 because I couldn't pay tax. So I was negative $550,000.
Wait, how did you get out? I'm sorry, man, but how did you get out of that? What the fuck?
I mean, I guess I got lucky again. I don't know. So
okay, so you traded your way out of it.
Yeah. I was.
Jesus, man.
Should I stop sharing screen?
Yeah. We can go back to just you and me, sir. But yeah, man, I would love to hear about this. What the fuck, man? That's a wild story.
Yeah. So the story is basically in 2017. I started with like $6,500 that I saved up and invested in crypto over the years. Just like as a little piggy bank stuff, and then crypto took off, and I was like, oh, what's this trading stuff about? I mean, I learned about trading before, but I never like try to do it full time, right? So so I started learning just through Google, blah blah blah, Investopedia, all that fun stuff, and then I ran it up to 2.8 million at the time
from 65.
Yeah, from 6,500, and then
that's some 2017 shit, man.
Well, I think the last bull market was even crazier than 2017.
You think
but,
so? Really?
I mean, from I think so.
Okay,
Maybe I don't know. But
of course, you have more experience at that point. You're gonna do better.
Yeah, probably. That's probably it. But so I ran it up to 2.8 million, and then 2018 bear market hit, and it was my first time ever experiencing bear market. I told people at the top, like, hey, this is probably going to be a bear market, like exit for a long time. Come back in like a year and a half or whatever, blah blah. And then I said, but I'm going to stay here. I'm going to trade. And that was the wrong choice. I should have just left. But yeah, I ended up losing all my money just over trading it, and ended up getting liquidated. So at one point I was in Cambodia, and I was like, fuck. And I was in Cambodia, then went back to Vietnam, and I was like, fuck, if I don't leave now, I think I was on like my last like $6,000 or $7,000 or something. I was like, if I don't leave now, I'm not gonna be able. Hold on one second.
This is intimate.
My bad, sorry.
Dude, it's all good, man. I'm just trying to fill the blank space there.
So anyways, I'm in trouble because I guess I'm supposed to eat like an hour and a half ago, and I just haven't. But so I was like, if I don't go home, if I don't go to like safety, like I'm gonna be broke in
Right.
Southeast Asia, which is not something you want to be. It's just way too, like, you don't want to be homeless in Thailand or Vietnam. It's just not good.
Right.
So then I
So you
ended
went
up
back to the States, or?
yeah, I just sucked it up. I went back to my mom and dad's house.
Right.
Just crashed there for like, I think it was like 6-7 months or something, and then started doing these like videos for Bybit, and they were paying me $3,000 a month for putting out, I think, like 5 videos a week or something like that. But
Okay.
I think total they paid me like either 9 or 12,000. I think 9,000. But with that money and trading, I ran it up to $120,000.
Jesus fucking Christ, man! How fast was this?
No, it took a long time. It took like the 9 months or something like that.
Okay. I mean, still
So
pretty fucking good, man. From 6,500. That's
well,
amazing.
we had some crazy swings. So that
Oh,
was
totally, man. 2019 saw that humongous move.
yeah. So I just got, I guess, lucky. I don't know. I before I was always like, aggressive fast day trader, 15-minute, 5-minute. But that can make you a lot of money, but it can also completely wreck you. So I decided to change my trading strategy, and I started doing more swing trading. So but I was addicted to trading. So the way that I changed was to basically play World of Warcraft Classic when it first came out.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god.
To avoid
It's like a
paying
drug
so much
users talking
attention.
about heroin together right now. I need to play.
Oh, but hey,
Go for it.
honestly, it helps so much because
It really does.
Now I did like 2x, 3x, no more 10x, 25x, none of that stuff. I always tell people never use more than 3x, never use more than 2x.
Yeah.
But just 2x, 3x, catching these macro movements and just compounding them. I think I did like 7 or 8 trades that were all profitable, like back to back, like just catching the bottom and the top, and that's how I was able to flip the in total $9,000 to $120,000. But then when that happened, I ended up moving to Canada to meet back up with my girlfriend, and then COVID happened.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And with COVID, it was just a ton of time on the screen, and DeFi summer. And DeFi summer was fucking crazy. That was what made all the money. That's what made it all back. DeFi
Okay,
summer.
so it sounds like a good portion of it is from playing like the shitcoin roulette. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, there was like when Uniswap first came out, when people were first started talking about Uniswap, the sushi forks, when all this stuff happened, the and the kimchi and all this crap.
Yeah.
These just like Ponzi.
Every fucking food. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I just put because I didn't trust this, so I just put like $1,000 in Uniswap, and in 7 days, I ran that up to $100,000. I was like, yo, what?
What am I doing trading, man?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, let's just stop leverage. I still had like leverage stuff, but I like completely minimized. I think it was only like 20 grand or something total. And I just put everything in DeFi. And like I was just getting these wild swings. But eventually, once I made it back up to $1 million, I was like, okay, you know what? That's it. No more high risk stuff. I made it $1 million again for like the 3rd time. I was like, fuck it, I got to keep it. There's just I just cannot risk losing it. So that's when I started coming up with a strategy that I share around on my Twitter a lot. And basically I put like 33% in like a yield form. At the time it was a curve.
Oh, okay.
Like YFI, curve, auto compounding, whatever, for like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So as Bitcoin and Ethereum is going up, like I'm farming more of that stuff. And then I had like, I think that was like 30% that. And then I had like 50% in what I consider small caps, which is anything outside of the top 100 coin market cap. That was like 50% in there. And then the rest was just in like Bitcoin Ethereum, just holding long term. And this sort of strategy that I had was just and like 1% leverage trading.
Right.
Now I use more because I think that we're in a bull market and altcoins are just not popping off right now. But usually I like to keep like a very small portion in leverage trading because you can run up a lot with just a little bit. And if you get wrecked, then you get wrecked. So you never want to get wrecked with a large portion of your portfolio. But yeah, just making it more stable. I ran it all the way up to 7.8 mil, and then yeah, crazy. And then after that, bear market happened at 60K. I was like, you know what? There's probably going to be a bear market. There might be a bear market, and that's when I decided to withdraw a lot into 3 crypto, just 33% Bitcoin, 33% Ethereum, 33% Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tether. And I thought, okay, maybe that's going to sustain the bear market pretty well because it had like pretty high yields. It's like 24%, etc. The yields started dropping because curves started dropping. I never anticipated that. And then Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything else is just getting plummeted. I was heavy on Woo fucking tanked. And basically the 7.8 mil bled down to like 1 mil. And
dude, what I have to ask, man, like, what sort of World War III is going on in your brain, like during all of this, man?
Well,
running you up to millions and then back down to 6,000 and then back up to millions. Like, what the fuck, man? What's going on? Like, what? Seriously, how does that feel? Because I've gone broke once myself, and that one scenario scared me so much that I just don't take the same risk anymore. It cannot happen. But I'm curious, like, how do you deal with this psychologically speaking? Because this is just humongous roller coaster rides.
I don't know. I was trying to see if I had my little bag of Valium, but I guess
I was gonna say, is it weed? Like, what's
no. Weed gives me anxiety, unfortunately. But
oh Jesus, okay.
I mean,
all right. So Valium and a little bit of World of Warcraft that keeps you busy enough to where like the swings aren't really bothering you tremendously.
Well, no, I haven't played World of Warcraft in a long time.
Okay. Do you have any game that you play now to kind of take the edge off?
Not really. Right now, I'm pretty heavily focused on trading. But no, I mean, right now I have constant anxiety.
Okay.
There's really no way to put it.
You're not like fucking superhuman. You just you just deal with it, I guess. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, you get like a little bit used to it. I mean, definitely more than before. But like, probably the best way to deal with it is just say it is what it is. It is what it is. Definitely have some Valium around if you're like me and you get like panic attacks. but honestly, the last bear market, I wasn't even aware of it most of the time because I was in Bangkok, like partying my ass off. I was like, right, you know what? Fuck this. Just gonna let it yield farm because I told myself I'll never trade a bear market again after the last bear market. So that's what I did. I just put money in the yield farming stuff, and I thought it would perform way better than it did, but it is what it is, right? So when I was in Bangkok, though, I like rented out this fucking baller ass penthouse, and I was just throwing fucking massive parties at my penthouse and just.
Yeah, man, I've seen some of this stuff, man. You're involved in all sorts of fucking debauchery, man. Having a grand old time over there. Awesome.
But I mean that was a nice, I guess, break away from like the markets of everything crashing. So it didn't really hit me that much until I moved back to Vietnam because I'm like just basically partying way too hard in Bangkok. And then like reality sort of set in, like, oh shit, I need to get to work. And that's when I started leverage trading again, especially when we had like this recent little rally up after the FTX crash. And I'm like, okay, it seems like bull market's back on. Risk on, like time to make it all back in one trade. So now I'm at like 3 mil from the 1 mil and trying to 10x that to hit my retirement of 30 mil, and then that's it. I'm done with crypto.
Why 30 million for your retirement?
Because after 30 mil, I factor in 45% tax. Let's say it's like 16 mil. Factor in, I don't know, 8% or something like that is like 1.28 mil a year. Factor in another, 45%, whatever. Oh no, 1.28 a year. And then after taxes of that, it's like 800 something. Basically, like 500 grand for me and my my girlfriend, my daughter.
I didn't know you had a kid as well.
Yeah. I just got a daughter 4 months old.
How old is she? Oh my God, dude! Congratulations. But how does that work with everything going on, man? This little toddler walking around there. What the
hell? My girl basically takes care of her
right
for the most
okay.
part. But
are you planning on staying in Southeast Asia?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna live in Vietnam forever, but
right.
But yeah, staying here for the time being. Camera went out. I hate it when that happens to me.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. No, you can keep on going on. I'll just have to find another one really quickly here.
Yeah, no problem. So I don't know if I'm gonna stay here, forever, just because it's not really the best place to like raise a child. It can be a little bit dirty. I don't think dangerous. I think America's a lot more dangerous, especially for children. But yeah, just not really sure. Just right now, I'm just focused on trying to work and get my goal hit, and then 500K would be for me, and then the rest of the money would be for my mom and dad and my sister. Make them retire.
Let's see. Okay, just 1 second here. I've almost got it. So I take it you still have your American citizenship then, yeah?
Well, I'm in the process of trying to get sync kits, but yeah. That's a whole
yeah, I know.
Annoying can of worms.
Yeah, I've looked into it as well. It doesn't really seem to be worth it, honestly.
Oh, really? Nice. Why?
Yeah. Just because of all the hoops you kind of have to run, you have to kind of get through in order to make it work. So in order to renounce your citizenship, it's not just as simple as like going to the, your embassy and saying, hey, I don't want to be American anymore. You have to go through like a full-on audit. And if you have anything more than 2 million in assets, in total assets, you get a special exit tax, which is like, I don't know what it is, but it's a lot. I think it's somewhere around like 30 to 40%, something like that.
No, it's 20%.
20% on top of everything else. And then it's not like a fast process either, from what I understand. And the more that I look into it, the more I'm just like, all right, I'll just be fucking American and just deal with it, I guess, man. Because at the end of the day, it's still good and everything. So it's not like a.
But do you pay the really crazy taxes? I mean, being American is what fucking got me into the negative $550,000 to begin with,
Well, what? I mean, your top tax bracket's you don't live in the States, so you don't have state tax. So you probably get like what, close to 40% maybe?
45.
45. How is 45 being calculated from that?
Huh?
How is 45% being calculated from that? That doesn't sound right to me.
45, it was like 2.8 mil, and then like 45% of that or something like that. 40%, 45%.
Were you like getting hit on short-term capital gains tax or something?
Yeah, I mean everything was all like, day trading type stuff.
You could have easily gotten out of that because you qualify as a professional trader, so you should get like normal tax rates, somewhere like 35 to 37, I think it is right now.
Really?
Doesn't make it that much better, honestly, but it's something, I guess. Yeah, it's like 45%, 37%. Doesn't really matter, does it? So you've been in this market for a long ass time, man. Like I said, I met you in 2018. I think you were pretty damn prolific at that point on Twitter from 2017. So I'm guessing you probably started around then as well in Bitcoin land, or did you have like some sort of market that you started in earlier than that?
Trading, or like when did I get involved with Bitcoin in general?
Actually, I'm kind of curious about both, but when did you first get into Bitcoin, and then when did you first start trading?
Well, I mean, first getting into Bitcoin is also another crazy little story.
Okay.
Just full of crazy stories. So my introduction to Bitcoin was I was a forum member for, I think it was Blue Light, either drugs forums or Blue Light, one of those two. But if you guys don't know what those are like OG like forums for a bunch of drug addicts.
People would write like their birthday points for shrooms on it.
Yeah, so I was on there, and this was like around the time when I was like a crazy like psychonaut, like doing all sorts of psychedelics from research chemicals and stuff like that.
For my rats. Yeah, I remember buying research chemicals for my rats as well.
And somebody posted up something about like, so at the time I was also a drug dealer, and somebody posted up something about like this like online anonymous coin, and like you can buy and sell drugs on the internet. I was like, what the fuck is this? So then I download Tor, and I do all of this thing in this little tutorial, and I see Silk Road, and I'm like, oh, dope. So I can like try to sell stuff, because I used to make DMT. I used to synthesize it or extract it, excuse me, and there's not that much of a big market for DMT, right? But I saw people were buying and selling DMT on there. So I was like, oh, let me just start selling DMT on Silk Road. And that's what first got me involved with Bitcoin. I think at the time it was 2012. And like right before I like stopped doing all this drug dealing stuff, I had sold all the Bitcoin that I had. I think it was like 388 or something like that, if I remember correctly. And then I went to jail. And in jail, I like remember reading in the
jail for it. Dude, you can't just skip over these parts, man.
For selling drugs.
Oh, okay. So
I got caught. That's why I'm so open about it, because right. They can't throw me in prison twice.
Yeah.
But so that was my introduction to Bitcoin, was this stuff. I ended up being a vendor on the Silk Road. And funny fact, anybody that's pretty much like OG, like 2011, 2012, majority of them are, there's a high chance that they were some way involved with Silk Road or the dark net in one way or another.
Yeah. That's how I first heard about Bitcoin as well, man. It's like trying to buy steroids on the internet, and then trying to buy, I think we were in college and one of my friends wanted to buy like ecstasy, and he's like, you can order this shit on the internet. It's amazing.
I don't know if it works now anymore, to be honest with you, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Probably not. Yeah. But yeah, so I ended up getting caught, getting in trouble, and like when I'm sitting there in prison, I did like 2 years for this crap. But when I'm sitting there, like in the cell block, I guess you could say, like waiting to go to the cafeteria, I'm like looking at the newspaper, and the business section right at the front page is like, boom, Bitcoin hits $1,000, blah blah blah, and you just see like the chart going up, and I just grab the papers and I stand up and I throw them up in the air, and they fly all over the place. I'm like, fuck! I just sold before I fucking went in. Oh man, and it just pissed me off. But after that, I kind of started to pay more attention to Bitcoin. But while I was in,
you were just kind of like you were just interested in it as like a valuable thing to use.
Yeah, before I was just utilizing it. I wasn't like I wasn't an investor. I didn't know anything about investing or anything like that. I was just, okay, this is how I, make money. For dealing and stuff. But that's what made me think like, oh, okay, so it has investment value, because at the same time I was also like learning and reading books about like investing and trading and blah blah blah, and I would do like little paper trades in my cell, like on a little piece of paper, just like, oh, I bought that. I had no idea what the fuck I was buying. It was all I had was just the newspaper and like tickers. Right. I knew Tesla, that's it, TSLA, but like everything else I had no idea what the fuck I was buying. I was just like trying to do whatever, just like fucking around with it. And that's when I first started learning about like investing and dollar cost averaging and this and that and blah blah blah. So fast forward pretty much like a year. Oh, by the way, quick funny thing is that after I got out of jail, I still had some money left over from when I went in, and I didn't want to go back to jail, so I didn't want to sell drugs anymore. But I was actually living homeless. So I was homeless and sleeping in my car for like 4 or 5 months, something like that. So from going homeless to 2.8 million to fucking negative 550 to 7.8 to 1 to 3.
It makes it even more dramatic, man. What the fuck?
It's a
Does
hell
it
of a
even
roller
feel
coaster.
real to you, man? I mean, that's some serious highs and some serious lows.
I mean, I'm pretty minimalistic. Like, I don't even like, even this shirt is free. Hey, shout out Apex. Thanks for the free t-shirt. But like, I don't really spend that much money. Probably the most money I've spent was when I was in Bangkok partying. I had like the penthouse stuff.
Right.
So I mean, right now it's all about just trying to hit that goal, that 30 mil goal, so I can just retire and then pivot to something else. I want to do like art or something, just something
like
more stress free.
Yeah.
No, I want to do sculpting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That man, you are the fucking most surprising person. Like at all. Absolutely hilarious, but amazing at the same time, man. So you've been in this market now, or you started trading this market when, like 2017, 2018?
Okay, so back to the story. When I learned about it in prison, I didn't really apply it until I got a real job. Finally, when I found a real job, because I was a stripper to get off the streets. and I even have like some professional porn out there flying around. but yeah, so hey, you gotta get off the streets, man. And I wasn't about to sell drugs. But
you gotta do what you
but yeah,
gotta
so I ended up getting a real job as a IT recruiter.
do.
And then like that, and then some SEO job afterwards. So like two real jobs back to back. But while I was working in those jobs, I remembered about like, you know, the whole Bitcoin and the investing, the DCA and this and that. And that's when I was like, okay, let me start putting some money away. Instead of putting it in the bank as a savings account, let me put it into crypto. And that's when I was buying Ethereum and Bitcoin. I think it's like $250 a paycheck. So like, let's say like $400 or $500 a month. I was putting it in there. And
2015, 2016.
Yeah, I think this was like probably like 2015, 2016, something like that. Yeah. And because Ethereum, I forgot exactly what price it was when I first started, but I know it ran up to like $22, and then it just fucking bled to like $8. And the entire time I'm buying, like every paycheck, and then finally when it reaches $8, I'm like, fuck, I'm losing all my money. Like, no more buying. Like, what is this scam? and then almost like, I want to say immediately afterwards, because again, these were just like every 2 weeks I would actually pay attention to it. But like very soon after, it ran up to like $66, and I was like, holy shit! And when it was at like $8 or $10 or 12, whatever, that's when I had like $6,500 total in there, and when it ran up to like $66, it like skyrocketed to like, I don't know, $30,000 or something like that. And then the price quickly dropped down to like $33 and then went back up to like 50. And I was like, fuck, if I would have sold there and then bought here and then sold back here, I'd have so much more money. So at this time, I had just quit from the job that I had, and I was trying to start like SEO company full time, like my own company thing. And I was like, all right, let me try to figure this out on the side and do it simultaneously, side by side, because SEO is a lot of sort of passive income stuff. And or excuse me, not SEO, e-commerce. That's the proper term. But so then I started doing started looking into like how to make money with the stock market, and that's when I read day trading. I was like, all right, and technical analysis. I'm like, all right, what is this? What is technical analysis, right? Because I like read about it a little bit when I was in jail, and then I didn't really read up into it much afterwards. So and that's when I started, reading a lot of Investopedia, a lot of StockCharts.com. Those are probably like the two biggest websites that I learned my stuff from. I don't know if StockCharts is still around, but really good website.
Around. That's what I used when I first started. Yeah.
Nice.
It's
it's fucking great website.
It's terrible service, but it's good. Not everyone started, man. You have to like choose your own time frame, and then it's like, oh, I want to look at 10 weeks. No, I want to look at 20 weeks worth of price action. You can't just scroll in and out.
Oh well, they have charts. I didn't even know that. I just always
Google. They have charts.
No, well, I haven't been on it in a long time, but
man. Yeah.
But I would Google like, what is, like, whenever I read something someone says on like a Telegram group or something, you know, like,
Right.
oh, you know, it's a ascending triangle. I'm like, what the fuck is an ascending triangle?
Right.
And I Google what is an ascending triangle, and it would always be either Investopedia or stock charts that would
Right
come
on.
up with
Okay. I see.
the top 2 searches on Google. So I'd always just read those. But then little by little, I'm just like learning TA, just teaching myself TA.
Mhm.
And then I start to apply. And the very first trade that I made was completely just FOMO'd into Litecoin. I don't even remember the price, but I just like went all in, boom, on a pump. And then it kept on pumping, and I immediately sold. And in like 10 minutes, I made like $700. And I was like, holy crap, this is so easy.
Famous last words.
Yeah, right. And then after that, I ended up losing like 50% of the money, and I was gonna quit. And my girlfriend was like, "No, you gotta keep at it." And then eventually I kept at it and just started killing it in the markets. But this was like when 2017 was full blown. Like anybody could have made a bunch of money.
Right.
And that's when Wolf Poloniex started, the first Twitter account. But
whatever happened to that Twitter account, man? That one was epic. It was iconic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why the hell it blew up so as big as it did. To be honest with you, it was just like overnight.
And you had the content as well. I mean, like you were the guy, or at least one of the guys.
Yeah, I believe I was the first trader to break 100,000 followers. But like, I mean, honestly, like I don't know why it blew up as much as it did. Like I was making some killer calls and making a lot of money at the time. But looking back now, I mean, I would call myself a noob that just got lucky and thought he was a genius because it was in a bull market, which is true. Like anybody can make a lot of money in a bull market. I never experienced my first bear market. So, you know, lost it all in the 2018 bear market afterwards, gained that experience. And because of that, I was able to not lose it all again this last one. But yeah, quick little secret. It's back. I actually got the account unlocked 2 days ago.
No
but
way.
I can't access it because it's using my old phone number, and I don't.
Oh fuck. Okay, see, there's no way to like actually post on it again.
Well, I sent a ticket, but I don't know if I gotta wait for them to fix it, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, man, dude, that is like, for fuck's sake. There's a lot there, man. I'm curious now. So, you know, you've been in it for like 5-6 years. It sounds like actively trading, actively watching these markets. How would you say things have changed, if they have at all, since kind of that 2018 period to where we're at right now? I know, you know, back in 2018, like that was the time of BitMEX, right? You know, and we've kind of come a long way since. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if FTX is any better than that, but you know, just curious, man. Like, what have you seen has actually changed? What has not changed? What do you feel?
There's a lot more shenanigans now.
Really?
There's a lot more. I think so. Fuck yeah, dude. There's a lot more insider trading. There's a lot more corruption. There's a lot more whales just fuck with the market. I mean, just like the price action today, man. Like that to me was not natural, in my opinion. If you look at like the that occurred, let me see. Should I post up a chart or post up a screen share?
Yeah, you can bring it up.
Let me see if I can show you guys on screen. All right, there we go. So if you look at, okay, cool. So if you look at Binance, which is, you know, the volume indicator.
You're going in and out there a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, maybe close some of those damn tabs, dude.
Sorry, just Vietnamese. That just sucks. Is it good now?
I think it's okay now. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's smooth. Yep, you got it.
All right, so I mean, if you get rid of like all this noise, all this crap, and just open up like, you know, the 4 hour, let's say, this massive move up I mean, it's not massive, but you know, this big move up, this pump that we just experienced today, look at the fucking volume on that. How do you get rid of this? There you go. Look at the volume on that. It's nothing. Nothing. We had all of this volume over here to move up price into that. I mean, let's just see how much. I mean, this isn't proper, but all right. So move like that, or we can even do percentage. Actually, let's do percentage. That's probably better way to do it. So from this, so like an 8% move over in this area, 8%. It's the same shit. 8% move. Look at the volume necessary, the volume profile necessary up here to make this move. And then this winky dink bullshit ass candles over here, which is like nothing. They're minuscule. Even this move right here had way more volume than this. Even this move right here had more volume than this tiny
right.
thing.
You can't
So what I personally believe is going on is just a lot of these big. What's up?
I was just going to say you can't expect every piece of price action to have the same amount of volume. I mean, it's just it naturally tails off after like a big explosive move like that.
Yeah, not. I wouldn't expect them to have the exact same amount of volume in each move, but at least somewhat comparable. I mean, the big move from today was just very, very, very small volume compared to anything. And you see this quite often. People just don't really pay attention to it that much, I think. But I mean, in my opinion, I just think that longs were stacked up, and you could see there was a bunch of longs that opened up after the diamond pattern had broke down. And then I think that these large whales / market makers that did that pretty much loaded up longs there, and they removed all of their sell side liquidity and just rode the market up to close their longs up where we're at right now, to pretty much just manipulate the market and dump on some high leverage traders and panic sellers, et cetera. But like that sort of stuff, you just didn't really see that as often.
Oh, dude, come on! We had the BitMEX
back in 2017.
Yeah, the BARTs. You remember that, don't you?
No, that was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah,
but like,
I've never seen nothing like that before.
I personally believe that we still have that stuff going on. It's just Binance this time. I mean, they just got charged by CFTC and everything.
Yeah.
So
we
know that they have a trading desk. That was never a secret.
Yeah. Well, of course not, man.
What do I make of what?
I was going to ask, what do you make of a news story like that, just in general?
I mean, personally, I think it's a nothing burger. Like I think people blew it out of proportions and on the socials. I honestly think that it was probably planted on at that time to move the market downwards because you know Binance knew that they were getting sued.
Yeah,
probably like at least a week in advance. So like why break the news out then? Yeah, maybe more. Why break the news out then and then have like this crazy dump that, like, I don't know. I think working as like this sort of shadow advisor back in the DeFi summer, I got exposed to a lot of shenanigans, as I like to call them, these strategies that market makers and whales and shenanigans, and they're shady. Like I used to have somebody, I forgot their name, but there was a PR person, right? You would pay, depending on where you wanted to have an article on Forbes or I think Bloomberg was even one of them. Not CoinDesk. What is it? Telegram. And all these other things. Right. Yahoo. I mean, Yahoo Finance is probably the cheapest one. It was like $150 to get an article on Yahoo.
So you can just pay to have it printed there.
Yeah, and you can pretty much just write it yourself.
Yeah.
Which is even crazier. Which is crazier. So you have like all of these like scams basically in DeFi, getting these like cheap like Yahoo Finance just so they can post on their website as seen on Yahoo Finance to give it more credibility. Because you think, oh, why would Yahoo, such a big company, have be shilling scams on their finance news article stuff? Because nobody cares. Like it's just what happens.
Nobody cares. Like the actual writers, they maybe get like, I don't know, $200-300 per article anyway. So it's like, hey, I'll pay you that over here. Like maybe just tell me that XYZ shitcoin is the next Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, pretty much like stuff like that. And you see that not just at like the really small levels of like DeFi, these micro cap altcoins, but you see that also, I'm sure, in the majors as well. Whether it's FUD pieces with Binance FUD, this and that, with rooters and this and that, or FOMO news, things to help pump up the price. And a lot of these whales, a lot of hedge funds actually are the ones that pay for these things. They'll go out. I've been reached out by certain individuals for Dogecoin. I forgot what this guy's name was. There's this hedge fund, gold something capital, but basically just trying to reach out to a bunch of KOLs, a bunch of influencers, and get them to like tweet like bullish stuff for Dogecoin or whatever to pump up the price because they got a big bag, or they need to FUD something. They're bears, they're short sellers, right? So they'll just go out and try to reach out influencers and cause some sort of a panic and sell stuff. So like you have a lot of these shenanigans, these strategies that retail customers don't really take into account, don't really think of. But it's just really dirty, nasty market manipulation at the core. And you didn't see that much in 2017 because the world wasn't so accepting of crypto. So you didn't really have Yahoo Finance writing articles or Bloomberg or Forbes writing articles about cryptocurrency because nobody knew about it. It was it was such a niche market. So because of that, you also had a more natural market movement. Things would follow TA a lot better than they do now. Now it's like 9 out of 10, not 9 out of 10 times, probably like 60% of the time, TA won't work. The price would go against TA because they're usually trying to hunt down day traders and retail customers and stuff like that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. But just in general, then it sounds like you're probably not too fussed about news pieces coming out. Like that's not a part of your game,
No, not unless it's like macro global economics, right?
Yeah, like right. Like like that's news, and there's like fundamental macroeconomic pieces, like completely separate things. But yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, man. Because when you think about it, when a news piece comes out, you're probably the last person to know if you're just reading about it then and there. Because think about it, like the people who are presenting you the news, they didn't just stop everything that they're doing in their lives as soon as they heard about this, new revelation and present it to you. I mean, it went through a bunch of different people who were preparing it, figuring out what sort of narrative they want to have, and then it gets released, at a certain time. It's like, do you think that person, especially in a market where insider trading is not illegal, is going to make decisions beforehand before disseminating that information? Of course they are. I mean, that's where the incentives are right now. So. Yeah, man, I couldn't agree more with you there. It's like, it's probably a nothing burger. You see that initial reaction, just like SVB, initial reaction, and then it's like, all right, what happens after that? Real markets take back on over.
And another thing that people have to take into account as well is like, I mean, with this whole exchange, Binance having a trading desk. I mean, everybody knew that, right?
Right.
And this is just Binance. This is like everywhere in TradFi. They do the exact same stuff, but everybody knew that stuff.
Well, they pretend that they don't have it because it's like, oh, it's a different company. It's not Binance.
Yeah.
Binance won,
Yeah, exactly. Usually it's a different company, started from scratch, with someone that's in charge of it that isn't part of like Binance stat, whatever, right? Like a completely different entity. But they're the same, and then usually it even has its own office, probably in another city or probably in the same city as the headquarters. But they just try to separate it as much as possible. And it's not just Binance. This is all of the exchanges, all the big players. But they do that to try to protect themselves from what's going on right now with Binance. But I think that CFTC is going to see right through that and say, "No, fuck that. You got to pay."
Yeah, no, they're not.
However much money.
Okay.
But one thing that I wanted to highlight and say is, whenever this sort of stuff comes out, people are always like, "Oh my God, CZ has so much money. Why would CZ do this? He's rolling in the money. Like, why would he do this?" They need to stop thinking that CZ does everything, because CZ's probably sitting at home all day, spending time with his family, or being a DJ. Who knows? But he's off, usually, most likely, just doing whatever the fuck he wants, and probably never even steps foot in Binance office. The people that are doing a lot of these shenanigans, like let's say if this news came in and they were like, "Oh, we could use this to buy 10% cheaper because the market needs to cool down anyways," and put a sell at a 28, whatever the top is, and then buy after this diamond broke downwards. The people that are doing that is not CZ. He probably doesn't even know that they're doing it. That's the whole. That's the trading desk. They have their own boss and everything and blah blah. Everything's delegated down. Just Binance is so huge. CZ is not going to know what's going on with everything. All he cares about is he making money, and I'm sure he's fucking making tons of money. So,
right
at this point, he's just like a figurehead, really, because when a company gets so large, like there's just no way that you could see what's going on with everything. Even FTX had problems.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure, man. I'm sure. I wanted to get into something a little bit fun here. And again, you let me know whenever time is like not good for you. But man, you are very active on Twitter. Very fucking active on Twitter. You seem to like get into all these Twitter beats as well. What's going on there, man? Like, why? I don't know. I guess my question to you is, why do you engage so much on Twitter? Because it seems like one of your major crusades right now is to go after people who you don't think are legitimate. What sort of like motivates you for this sort of thing?
I mean, that honestly, like it's not like it's a crusade. It was just because I'm trading, because I started trading. I think the bear market's over. The price started going up, so then I started actively trading again. I started actively leverage trading. But now I'm trying to get up to top 10 on Bybit leaderboards. Afterwards, maybe I'll see if I go to BitGet or whatever other ones and just try to get my name on the leaderboards as well. But I just want to do that. That's just like a goal, like to try to make a name for myself on the leaderboards, not like fucking Twitter, whatever. But like on the leaderboards, because that's, I think, what every trader should aim for, is to be the best on the exchange. But I'm also a quote unquote influencer, or at least I would label myself that, because what influencers do is make money from their following, right? From their influence. And what I do is affiliate marketing, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with affiliate marketing if you do it properly. Like if I show ref links. I know that ref link money is good. I make, right now I'm making like $250,000 a year pretty much. And that's pretty much passive income. Like I could stop right now and I'm still making that money every day. I mean, it kind of fluctuates, but still. That's decent enough. But I also know that people like Moon Carl made $500 million in a year on Bybit ref links. So like, I'm just a guppy, and I know that there's like so much more that I could be making if I monetize them more. So that's why I show ref links. But I have no beef with anybody that shows ref links. What I have a beef with is people that pretend to trade, people that go out and put out signals and stuff, and show no proof or anything that they are actually risking their own money, but at the same time influence others to risk their money, and just to make a small fraction in commissions of what the people will most likely lose, because most people are losers in this market, like especially crypto. I would say only 5% of the people that trade on crypto is probably profitable. The rest are not profitable. And you know, in the stock market, whatever, and is more like 10%, 90% lose, like 10% win, right? That's just the name of the game. So it just irks me, maybe because I lost all my money in trading before. So it just really irks me when I see something and I have like a suspicion that they're just lying to everyone so that they can boost their volume and boost their referral money. And like to me that's no better than a scammer, because like Moon Carl, he doesn't, like, I have no respect for Moon Carl. He goes on YouTube every day he always makes a call. Long here, sell here. Long here, sell now. Buy now, sell now, buy now. I highly doubt he trades. I think that he only does that so that all of his followers, he could motivate them or influence them into following his trades, because they think, oh, this guy has a bunch of followers, he must be a famous, really good trader. So then they'll follow his trades on his referral link, because he always says, oh, by the way, use my referral link, blah blah. And then, like, if they win or lose, he doesn't matter. He just made volume, and he's getting pennies on the dollar of what they would lose if it was a losing trade.
Right.
And I just don't like that. So I was calling people out, but then a lot of people are like, oh, you need to stop, blah blah. And I'm just like, all right, let me stop focusing.
Well, I was just looking at him like, man, like, you're spending a lot of fucking time on this, dude. Like,
dude, there's nothing to do. I'm always here on my desk, looking at the charts.
I get it, man. There's no World of Warcraft. We need it. No, I totally get it, because I used to think about the same way as well, especially when Bybit first came around, because at that point, like, I remember I remember Crypto and the Moon, and those guys jumped on it very early, and I got asked as well. And at that time I was like, no, I'm like an actual trader. I don't need to do this. Like, I shouldn't be doing this. But then I was like looking back, and I'm like, that was the worst financial mistake in my life ever. Why did I not do that? Like, one,
I think I tried to get you on Bybit, right?
maybe you did. I don't exactly remember. But looking back on it, it was the worst financial mistake in my life, because one, it's okay to have an affiliate link. I mean, people need to use some sort of a service if they're going to be trading, and why not represent at least what your opinion is the best one? My opinion is Bybit's the best one. And then two, it's like, I was thinking about it this way as well. Joe Rogan, for example, he signed a deal for like $100 million. He still does ads. He still does fucking ads, And it's like, okay, so am I like too good to, like, is making money a bad thing? Like, what am I telling myself by not doing this? And then so in like the last year and a half, I actually started to offer it up again. But I do get your point in the sense that, like, yeah, it can be disingenuous when someone is saying like, hey, we're going to trade here. Like, this is a signal service, basically, like an unintended signal service in a way. And then it's like, they just want people to trade, because obviously the more and more trades that go through, whether you get liquidated or not, doesn't matter. It's more, as long as more trades go through, they get more commissions. Remind me after we get off here, when we're off air, I should tell you some about that story as well, because I happen to know maybe a little bit more. But these guys, yeah, you're right. They did make buku fucking dollars. I know Crypto, like, he must have been getting close to $1 billion at some point.
Crypto made 380 million off Bybit refs.
Like total, or just in the first year?
I think 1 year, because the same year that Moon Call made 500 million.
Yeah, man. And, I actually consider, like, again, regardless of what your thoughts might be on Crypto, as far as a trader goes, I'm not making any comment on that. But as far as a person goes, I actually quite like him. I've met him many times. I consider him a good friend. The money's real. Like, no matter where it came from, I can assure you, man, like, this guy, he's living a life that's just, it's different, man. It's not necessarily for me, but it's certainly incredibly impressive. But going back onto the topic there with referral links and whatnot, it's a weird crypto thing, right? Where in general, it's not okay for you to make money, like, from your influence, I guess, from your
content.
Yeah, from your content, which is a really strange thing, because why is this sector so like that? Why is it like so people who want money so against people making money?
But you know what pisses me off even more with that stuff? Because I really don't like people that go after people that show ref links, unless they're like Moon Carl, right? Like if they're doing scammy stuff, like faking like being LARPs,
Right.
then in my opinion, like, yeah, that's fine. Go after them, because they're lying to their follower base, and they're using them to, profit off of. Like that I'm not okay with. But like, if you're a legitimate individual, if you're a legitimate trader, and you're taking time out of your day to create content when you don't have to, and all you do is put out like an affiliate link, and like, they don't have to use it, but if they wanted to, they wanted to support, they could just sign up under the affiliate link, and then nothing like, they're not giving you any money. It's just the money that they would have gone to the exchange, which makes way too much money. These exchanges are way too overpowered. They all have fucking desks trading against you. Like, it's ridiculous. So instead of them giving you a portion of the fees for your content that they absorb and they enjoy, they would rather all of that money go to the fucking exchange that's most likely trading against them. Like, it just makes no sense. So whenever people complain about like, oh, you're shilling ref links, to me, low IQ, brainlet, noob, like, I just toss.
You just haven't thought that one through enough.
Yeah. So so yeah, I get upset with people that definitely say all, because they say it all the time. Oh, you're not a real trader. Like, bitch, I'm on a leaderboard. Where the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Right. But again, man, like, you don't have any anxiety with putting your name out there on the leaderboard, and like, people knowing, not just, oh, I think this guy has a lot of money. Like, he really has this much, right here on this exchange. Like, that
well, no, I mean, in 2017, I got hacked for 55 Bitcoin. Yeah. So like, I had a paid group in 2017, and Wolfpack, and I mean, I took some money out, not much of it, but majority of the money was, I just left it in I think it was like a Electro something wallet. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, Electronium. But I left it in there. My IT buddy set it up for me, and I just never looked at it. I never touched it. And somebody got access to it, and for like 2-3 months, they were just taking out all of the commissions from it. And like, every day they would.
You just like weren't checking, or it just kind of.
Yeah, I just didn't check it. I didn't check because I've always been predominantly a trader. So even back then, when people were like, "Oh, you only making money through your paid group," and I was making way more money from trading, like, I never looked at it. It was my rainy day fund, for in case I ever like lose a bunch of money or whatever. Like, that's the money that I was going to use to like pay myself back. And I didn't find out until like 2-3 months later, when like a total, it was like 55 point something Bitcoin were taking out of the wallet. And after that, I ended up paying for a white hat to take all, and my Instagram and Facebook and email and all this stuff ended up getting hacked one after the other. But after that experience, I ended up getting like a white hat to like go on the internet and like basically scrub me off the internet, and tell me what I had to do to like get off the internet and this and that. So like, I show my face, but my name's not out there. I'm sure it's probably been leaked a few times, but yeah, like, in terms of like getting hacked, I mean, not really too worried about it. I'm not gonna live my life in fear. I was in the Marine Corps. I was in prison. Like, I've been through some shit. I've been shot before. I've had heart attacks.
What?
Like, I got a bullet in my hole, or a bullet in my leg.
Is this from service or from drug dealing?
Actually, funny enough, neither. It was from
oh my god, man.
When I was working as a bar back and a busboy, my first job after I got out of the fucking out of jail. There was a hostess that I was friends with, and she wanted to ride back home. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll give you a ride back home. I didn't know that she lived in what's called the Little Haiti. So she just lived in like the hood. And I was stopped at a red light, and this car was just stopped right behind me, and I wasn't even paying attention, but somebody ran out of the car to my car, and I didn't know that when you put your car in park, the door is unlocked. I was driving a Kia Optima, So
Okay.
the door is unlocked, and this guy just runs up and opens the door and puts a gun in my face.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, give me all your money, give me all, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell? So I end up giving him my wallet, my phone, and then the motherfucker shoots me. I was like, I jumped in the back seat like to take cover, and then like my friend was just like she got jacked too. Like he took her wallet, her phone, and she's just like in the seat, like like in shock.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, drive me to the hospital, and she's just like So I'm like, fuck, dude, no. I'm like, no way. So I had to jump into the driver's seat again and drive myself to the hospital with a fucking bullet in my leg. It's crazy. So
God damn, man. Nice.
yeah. So I'm like, am I afraid? I mean, I try not to meet people that much, like from online that I don't really know.
Okay. So you're like not. You see, like one of your layers of protection, you just don't give your name out.
Yeah, don't give my name out. Don't try not to meet that many people. I mean, I live in a neighborhood that's guarded by the military.
Okay. Okay. Do you ever like? Are you like on Instagram, like showing your locations and shit like that ever?
Not often. I mean, like I think my neighborhood's pretty popular, but no, not really, not often. I mean, there's like tons of apartments here, so to be able to find where I live is going to be really, it's like a needle in a haystack sort of thing. It's like China, where there's like tons of, they call my neighborhood little Singapore.
Oh, right.
So it's just like tons of these high rises with like a bunch of people running in and out all over the place.
Yeah. Dude, that's a fucking wild life, man. You're like a true cavalier. What's I guess we can probably start to wrap this up, man. Like what's next for you? What's next for you in trading? What's next for you on Twitter? What's next for you just in general?
Well, for trading, I'm hoping this motherfucking price goes down. I'm trying to exit out of this short, hopefully in some profits. But yeah, just for trading, just trying to get out of this underwater short right now. Seems like the price is bleeding out a little bit. What's next for? Let's see. What can I shill? I started the first ever project that I'm actually part of the team. It's called Reup.cash, and it's just like me and two other buddies. The CEO, I guess I'm like the CMO, but the CEO is super OG crypto guy. Was like one of Dogecoin's top holders until he sold it all and ran off with like 9 figures pretty much. But he's investing in a bunch of real estate in Canada right now. So we're making some sort of a bridge of like real estate yields connected with DeFi. So basically you just stake stable coins and then you farm out rental income that's from a basket. Right now it's like $7.5 million worth of real estate in there, and there's only like I think like 80,000 TVL, so it's like 60% yield or something for stablecoin farming.
It's actually sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, so if you guys want to check it out, Reup. What is this? I don't even know the fucking thing.
I think your mic just got wrecked there for a second.
That's
all right, you're back.
It started freezing. Too many tabs, dude. Tons of tabs. I need to close them. But so we're working on that, trying to get some TVL going on that, and that's that's just like a side piggy bank yield farming project. Aside from that, man, I'm just trying to trade it up to 30 mil. I'm so fucking tired of this industry. I'm so tired of staying up all night, like waking up all the time, checking my phone. So what's next in life is probably just spend more time with my family, with my daughter and my girl. And I really want to get into sculpting. So like one of my check the box things is create a masterpiece. So
okay,
I want to just create something that could sustain my lifetime Probably something that could be good enough to like be displayed on a museum, and then after that, yeah, we'll see afterwards. But I really want to retire. Just do sculpting, writing, reading. Live the relaxing life, because this stuff takes a toll on you, man.
I hear you, man. Well, Wolf, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. You're a fucking massive surprise of everything. I really enjoyed this conversation, and we'll have to do it again sometime as well. But yeah, man, thanks again for coming on. And for everyone who is looking to check into the Wolf, all of your links will be in the description below, as well as your projects or products or whatever the fuck you have. And yeah, we can go from there, man. So thanks again.
Thanks for the invite, man. Appreciate it.